Hello, my name is Lieutenant Colonel Tiberius Stargazer, and welcome back to my second YouTube video. In this video, it's going to be shorter than my previous one. It's basically going to be a quick 10-minute video to help familiarise yourself with some of the concepts of EVE, and there'll be a whole series of these bite-sized training videos to help familiarise you the user interface and also help sort of familiarise yourselves with various aspects of the game. And in this particular one, I'm going to cover the very important and very useful screen known as the character sheet. Now, of course, any self-respecting MMO will have a character sheet with which is a representation of you as a character. It's your stats, it's your skills, it's all the information about your character within the game. You can access the character sheet by clicking on the character sheet icon, which is usually a version of your avatar, or you can click on the EVE menu in case you have removed that button and click on the character sheet as such. So this is my particular character sheet, and it gives you all the basic information you expect: your avatar, your name, how many skill points you have, which is listed here, what is your clone grade. We'll cover clones in another episode. Home system, your bloodline, ancestry, again we'll cover those in another episode. When your character was created, school, your corporation, your militia, your alliance, your security status, which again is an important one. Actually, it's a lot lower than what I remember it being, but that's quite an important one, and we'll cover that in another episode as well. And if you have a bounty, and again, bounties we will cover in another episode as well. Down the left hand side here, you've got a number of options, and the first option is the skills menu. Now, the skills menu is basically all the skills that you have trained at this moment in time. So I'm collapsing the menus down here so you can make it a bit easier to see, but as you can see, there are a lot of different skills in a lot of different areas. For example, if I show this, you can see that gunnery, I have 16 out of 40 possible skills, and total skill points I have is 1 million skill points. Now, EVE differs from a lot of MMOs in the fact that you don't earn skill points or experience in other MMOs by doing things. What you actually do is earn skill points over time. So even if you're not playing, your character is still training. Now, this introduces an interesting concept that a lot of people might not be used to in MMOs. First of all, there's no such thing as power leveling. You can't get on, say, like World of Warcraft and find a level up your character to a level 70 within a week guide and just go out and grind that skill up, those skills up very fast. Earning skills in EVE is a long process, and it rewards your patience, but it also rewards a lot of planning. As you can just see from the list here, there are a lot of skills to train, and really finding your focus and your direction on what you want to train, where you want to go, is a really helpful thing to do. So I'm going to open my training queue now, and pull that up. So again, you have the list of skills possible repeated on the left hand side here. You can enter in a filter to filter out particular skills, and you can change the menu here to sort of exclude fully trained skills, or just show partially trained skills, which is kind of handy if you have started training some skills but then switched your skill queue to something else and want to go back to those skills. Now, in this case, I'm going to remove Surgical Strike from that, just to show you that this is the skill bar. This is how long I have left remaining on my skill queue. So my skill queue completes tomorrow at 3:58. So it's got 16 hours and 25 minutes. And as you can see, here's the bar and here's the remaining of the day. You can only queue skills for a day. So you have to make sure that whichever skills you put on there sort of fit within that bracket. And what a lot of people will do is train the skills that they can train quickly, while they're logged on and they're playing, and then leave the longer skills for another time. Now, I'm currently working on acceleration control, which gives me benefits for uses of afterburners and micro warp drive. But also what I want to train up is surgical strike. Now, you just quite simply click and drag, and you get your skill added to the queue. My skill queue is now 3 days, 20 hours, 49 minutes in total. So I'm going to add that, apply that, make sure that that's done, and then close out of that. And that's my skill queue updated. It's very important that you keep updating your skill queue, because if your skills, if your skill queue ever runs out, you lose the skill points that you have for having an empty skill queue, and this is a disaster. And there's quite a number of occasions where people might have paid up subscriptions but disappear from the game and don't come back for a month or two, and they lose out a whole month's worth of skill training. I have some characters who are, they're only 2-3 years old. Well, I say only, that's quite a long time in game terms, but they're 2-3 years old. They might have 40-50 million skill points, whereas somebody that's been in the game since 2003 might only have 40 because they've been jumping in and out, they haven't maintained a subscription, and therefore they don't have the same number of skills. So you're rewarded for keeping your account active and obviously updating your skill queue on a regular basis. You can get applications which help you manage that, and they're also very useful. So you're thinking, what skills do I train? What do I know? Well, CCP have put in a certificates tab here, and it's a very good sort of gives you an idea of what skills you can and cannot do, and you can look at this and go, well, I want to get involved in business industry, and I want a standard skill in being a business tycoon. And there you go, it shows you the various skills that you need, and it also links to other skills that you have as well. But this is also true for ships. So for example, if I pick a ship out of the market, and I just happen to have a revelation coupon here, so I'll load up the revelation, open the info tab, and there we go. I click on the Prerequisites tab, and these are all the skills you need to fly this ship. Actually, the revelation probably wasn't a good idea because it doesn't have a recommended tab, but nevertheless it shows you what skills you need to learn to get to that ship, so that gives you somewhere to start. But once you've got a ship, you need to then train the support skills to actually fly it. Now if I go in and choose another ship, say like a battleship, and I go to advanced battleships, Marauders, Kildari, and Golem, this is a real upper tier, high tier battleship. So as you can see, it would take me 92 days to train to fly one of these columns. Great looking ship. Now, but also this one comes with a recommended tab, and these are all the recommended certificates that you should train. So that gives you an idea of what skills you need in order to train up for that particular ship. And it's usually a good idea to review what ship you're flying, train for the core certificates while you're training for the ship. It's like I said, it's no good training for a hull and not being able to fit anything to it. So that gives you an idea of certificates, and we'll sort of cover more on skill plans at another time. Decorations, they give you you can see your rank if you're within militia. I'm Lieutenant Colonel. You can see medals. If your corporation or your alliance awards you medals, then you can see those there, and if you really wanted to, you can show them off, which is exactly what I'm doing. Attributes. Any good MMO would always has an attributes page. Basically, these are your character's strengths and weaknesses. CCP add in a unique ability for you to remap these every so often, so you can change the statistics, and you can also improve them by the use of implants and things like that, but we'll cover more of those at a later date. But every skill that you train, so for example, if we go into missile launcher operation and auto-targeting missiles, this particular skill has a perception and willpower attributes. So if you have good perception and willpower attributes, which I don't, there we go, perception and willpower attributes, which are my second and third lowest attributes, then if they're higher, you train it faster. If they're lower, you train them slower. But every year you can remap it and you can change it. Okay, like I said, you can help improve these stats by adding in augmentations, and these are basically implants and they help boost particular skills. I have a couple of special ones in there to help with some other things, but we will again sort of cover those at another day. Jump clones, very interesting, but again we will sort of cover those at a later date. Your bio, you can type in pretty much whatever you want in here, and your employment history, and this is your CV basically. Any prospective corporation will see this list, and they can go in and look at which corporation you were a member of, how long you were there for, and when you left, and this is basically your CV to the world. Your standings, so what is your standings with particular computer controlled corporations and empires more importantly, but again that's a very complex area and that deserves a video all of its own. You've got security status. Like I said, my security status is 0.5813 at the moment, and that gives you a log of what has affected your security status recently. Kill rights, they're interesting. You can issue kill rights to against people, but then again this deserves a video all on its own as well. And then you can have a combat log where you show your kills and your losses. As you can see, I like flying hook bills. You know, and you can review these, and you can share these with people and give them out to people, and you know, generally gloat about sort of the kills that you've had, and then your pilot's license bits at the bottom. So that's the character sheet in 10 minutes. As you see, there's a lot there to cover. I am probably going to cover some more parts of the user interface and what all the information means in more detail, particularly with security status and standings and things like that. If in the meantime there is anything that you would like to personally know, then please leave a comment below and let us know, and I will make a bite-sized video to cover that particular area. In the meantime, good hunting and fly safe. This is Tiberius Stargazer of the Leandri Sanctuary Corps, signing out.